Hello, my name is Rihanna Stipp, and I was asked to describe which of my accomplishments makes me the most proud. For me, the answer to that question is easy. My role as the student body president of 14,000 students at Minnesota State University Mankato has made me the most proud. And that is because of all the projects I was able to accomplish this year that will outlast my term as the student body president. This year, because of my experiences being a homeless student and facing food insecurity, and as someone who had lots of support in the midst of all those struggles, I could only imagine what that might have looked like for students who were moving across the world or for students who didn't have that support system. That is why my term in office has been dedicated to student basic needs. Within this, there's been some big goals that I set out to accomplish and that were ultimately finished by the end of my term. First, I wanted to establish a room and board scholarship fund for students that was not based off academic merit. Many scholarships require you to apply because of a certain GPA requirement or because of other academic accomplishments under your belt. And I knew that for students facing food and housing insecurity or who just didn't have the capital or resources to do that, that wouldn't be possible. So this year and going into future years at Minnesota State, there will be a new scholarship fund for students who can apply if they're at risk for food or housing insecurity. Next, I want to establish an off-campus housing website that will increase transparency between students and landlords. That ultimately will be accomplished, and that website will be going up the following year. I know that for many students, we're signing leases for the first time, and that can open the doorway to predatory or discriminatory housing practices. Now, student tenants will be working with landlords who have advertising rights, but those advertising rights will be retracted if they're not responding to the needs and maintenance requests of students. Next, I urged my university this year to hire on new positions for case navigators and social workers that could guide students through crises and point them to resources when they are facing hardships. In the future, and going into next year, Minnesota State will now have new positions for this very thing. Ultimately, at the height of my term in office was conversations around student compensation. My advocacy has now led to a campus-wide minimum wage shift that will go into effect this year. That also includes a campus-wide minimum wage shift for student leaders who provide essential services to this university. My role as a student body president has made me proud because I know that my projects will outlast me and that students that come to this university in 10 years will not have to face the same issues that I faced when I first started out. This role has also taught me that I can work through red tape and bureaucracy and that I can find compromise within democracy. So that is why my role as a student body president of Minnesota State has made me the most proud.